Hey folks, I just want to make you aware of two classes that are coming up in February online, and they're pretty exciting. Many of you will remember I did a class called Grandfather's Philosophy on Aging a couple of months back, and it was a great class. I loved it, and I said to you that there's a second part of this. It's called Grandfather's Philosophy on Medicine and Healing. And that's going to be a big eye-opener. It's going to be kind of a continuation on his philosophy on aging. In fact, there's some elements in that class dealing with aging and growing older and stuff like that, which is kind of cool because it really will open your eyes. Right after that class, we're going to be holding what we're calling right now Pandemics 5. Given all the things that have happened in the last couple of months, we met back in, I think it was September with the last one. And now with everything that has transpired, with the vaccines coming out, the riots, the unrest, and all the things Grandfather talked about in his prophecies have absolutely come true, and so fast, it's frightening. Back, I don't know if I told you about my vision of the lightning owls, but ever since that, it's like everything just imploded, and it's like a ticking time bomb. So yes, I'm going to be covering in those 2 days, it's a Saturday and a Sunday, 4 hours each day. I'm going to be covering certainly the pandemics, but there's a lot more that I want to get across that's somewhat related to the pandemics, but I want to get into the way that the diseases are eventually going to take a hold of our livestock, our crops, even our water systems. I mean, we are so out of balance. Even scientists are frightened with how fast everything has disintegrated, even beyond their projections of just a year ago. Now they're saying everything is absolutely falling apart. The storms, the earth upheavals, fires, you name it. It's just like a planet that has gone into madness. And I feel that this Pandemics 5, and that's just what we're calling it, might be the final one I'll be doing, but it's open to anybody. I just don't want to tell you what's going to happen, what Grandfather prophesied. I want to prepare you for it. I want to give you tangible skills, both physically and spiritually, on how to face this really horrific future that we're going into. So I hope to see you at it. In the class on Grandfather, Medicine, and Healing, this is a fascinating study into what Grandfather did, his ritual, his ways of preserving his own health, the way he knew how to avoid getting in contact with people that were infected with, let's say, the flu or a common cold or whatever else, because there's a certain bitterness in Grandfather when he said that most of his people and most of the Native Americans were not killed by warfare, they were killed by diseases. And that really troubled him. So you can imagine hearing stories of this when he was growing up, that his whole take, his whole philosophy on medicine and healing and medicinal herbs and all of that was rather intense, acute. And it was a ritual that he followed to the letter, so to speak. And that's what I want to try to impart to you, is what he did to preserve his health. And we'll get into some plant mixtures and stuff, and it's going to be a fascinating class, you'll see.